Welcome to Teed Off Dad, the new podcast where the fairways are long, the patience is short, and the stories, well, they're endless. I'm your host, Rich, a middle-aged dad with a golf obsession, a growing handicap, and a family that keeps me on my toes, on and off the course. Each week, I'll take you through my latest rounds, the highs, the hazards, and the hilarious moments in between. Because let's face it, life's a lot like golf. Unpredictable, frustrating, and very occasionally brilliant. One dad, one handicap, endless stories. Let's tee off. Welcome to episode 2 of Teed Off Dad. Now, a couple of things just wanted to discuss. At the moment, I'm obsessed with a podcast made in America called Chasing Scratch, where two Americans, Mike and Eli, are doing just that, chasing a scratch handicap. And while listening, I thought, kudos to them, that's a really interesting concept. But for a 22 handicapper in my late 40s, I believe an impossible task with the resources, time, etc. that I have. And that's why my task is simple, even simpler than that. Document what I do, add in some funny stories, and surely somebody's going to listen, right? So today, what I'm looking at giving you, the listener, is a 9-hole blog, a rant, and to finish, a review, a couple of really well-known courses. So the two courses I just want to have a quick discussion on, or a bit of a review on today, there's a link between the two. The first one is Celtic Manor, the 2010 Ryder Cup course, and the second, lot of courses, is the Belfry, which you've got the Brabazon, the PGA National, and the Derby, and living locally to them and having some very kind work colleagues, I've been able to play them all. So first off, I'd like to talk about the 2010 course at Celtic Manor. Now, as a resort, it is a fantastic resort, the Celtic Manor. You've got a fantastic hotel. I've been lucky enough to stay on one of the better floors, but generally, as a hotel goes, it outweighed my expectations massively. Massive place. I made the mistake, if you call it a mistake, of parking in the underground lot, and then paid the price for that. Now, very impressive, really easy to find. Can't knock the hotel one bit. Food, if you ever go in, make sure you book in advance, to get your meal sorted and that type of thing. So booking is advisable. So it was kind of a works outing. It was for a conference. Part of the conference, or part of the event, was that you attended a conference in the morning, and then in the afternoon we got to play golf. Now, it's quite a long drive from the main hotel out to the 2010 course, but when you get there, the bus service that takes you, can't fault it. You get there, the clubhouse that's specifically for the 2010 course, great, absolutely lovely. It's one of them that you walk in and you're instantly impressed, and there's even a club shop below it. There's a bar, there's changing rooms, really good changing rooms. You got all the lockers with the names of who played in the 2010 Ryder Cup. So the first time I ever went, I was given a locker, and I think was I next to Tiger Woods' locker. So you can't really ask for much better than that. Now this is where it gets I'm assuming a smidgen controversial. So the 3 times I've played it have all been about the same time in April. Now, first time we went down, weather had been horrendous, and as the 2010 course itself is right down in the Usk Valley, it was very wet. Now, if that was my golf course, I wouldn't have let people play on it that day. I know it was part of a package, but we were all given carts, so you've got the initial buggies, you've got the initial fun of everybody lining up, putting your bags in, everything like that, and then all driving out in convoy. It was a shotgun start, so we all went to our respective holes, but instantly told you can't drive off the cart paths, and as you walked across any of the fairways or any of the grassed areas, you realised why. It was just wet, sodden. The carts themselves are GPS, so if you go where you're not meant to go, the cart likes to tell you that and slow you down. Yeah, all excited. Ryder Cup course. Somebody that doesn't play massive amounts of golf. It's kind of a dream come true, to be honest. So you start teeing off, and then you start realising what you're playing against. Now, anybody I've spoken to, and 2 years in a row, I would probably say exactly the same. You're basically playing air golf. However far the ball goes in the air, except for the greens, that is, but however far the ball goes in the air is however far you hit it. Because it was plugging considerably in the middle of the fairway. If you hit it into verges, or not verges even, into the rough at the side of fairways, it'd plug. Middle of the fairway, it would plug. It's one of those, if I lose balls due to my poor play, then yeah, I will own up to that and I will take that on the chin. But you smash a driver, at the time 230 yards down the fairway, 250 yards, and when you get to where you think you find it, there is no sign of a ball, then it starts getting a little bit disconcerting. So carried on playing, and it's a long golf course, there's no qualms about it, but if you're looking at, I think, is it the long one, the 18th, 550 yards give or take. Now if you're hitting 240, you then get your 3-wood out, go 200, and then get another club out, so a 9, probably a pitching wedge. Greens, really nice, really well maintained, hard, fast, just what you wanted, but just the remainder of the course. You walk from your buggy to find your ball, you turn around, walk back, you can see every footstep as it's brought the muddy water up through the grass. So basically played it twice at that point, and disappointment reigned, to be honest. It was not good. Fortunately 2025 came round, we had a dry spring and got to play it, and long course, but got to play it, I think, how it should be played. Really long and fast. Can't knock it. Really enjoyed it. Played badly. Again, got the carts, but generally, yeah. Probably not when you think it's a Ryder Cup course and you play it without anything there. There's the hoarding round the first tee, but other than that, it's not one of those that takes your breath away. It's a good course, a nice course, but I say, add it with a clubhouse and everything like that, yeah, I'd go again, no qualms. But one of the best courses, I don't know, layout wise, yeah, it flows, but yeah, maybe again, I played it now, maybe if I ever went again, I'd love to play on either the Montgomery, or I don't know what the third course is there, but yeah, I think I'd have a go at the others. And I think they're on the hill, so I assume they drain a bit better, but yeah, the 2010 being down in the valley doesn't drain well. But hotel wise, even if you go not for the golf, the hotel is something to behold. Really impressive hotel. So moving on, again the Ryder Cup theme, the Belfry. Played PGA National. Well, again, we had a shotgun start. Didn't realise we needed a buggy, but we did. I think we got started on the 13th, and well, the 13th itself, my goodness. We were teeing off at 1. At 12:30, one of the employees came over and said, "Guys, what hole are you starting on?" We told him the 13th, and he says, "Right, I'd advise you start walking now." So yeah, best part of 25-minute walk to find the tee box from the kind of the clubhouse and the bar, overlooking the first tee of both the National and the Brabazon. Again, it's one of them, played really nicely, can't fault it, quality of it, greens ran well, fairways were decent, so no, enjoyed it. But of course, you start on the 13th, you finish on the 12th, so after a long hard round of golf for a 22 handicapper to turn round then, having walked all the way round, to then walk another half an hour back to the bar or back to the clubhouse, yeah, it does take your toll. The Brabazon I played nice again, didn't feel spectacular. Expected it to be spectacular. Everyone goes on about the 10th, where the drivable 10th par 4. Well, ultimately 7-iron down the fairway, pitching wedge onto the green, 2 foot for par. Yeah, if you're good enough to have a go at the green, then yes. But generally, other than that, only the other par 3 with some stream and rocks is the only other one that stands out, and that's mainly because I hit 2 balls into the stream. So other than that, nice course, but not didn't blow my socks off. Now, most recently, I took my neighbour's son and we played the Derby. Had a look at it for the price, and basically £30 a round. So for the price and the fact that it's the shortest of the 3 courses, I thought that'd be really good for myself and next door, who's a beginner, young lad. Went up there, organised a buggy, booked it in advance, but didn't pay for it. Paid for the golf, but not the buggy in advance. Parked. They're doing lots of work there at the minute, so parking's a bit of a premium, and it's always busy down there. Got there, turned up, went down to the club shop. They've got a really big club. Again, one kind of clubhouse, the main building for all 3 courses. So we get there, we walk in, tell him who we are, he prints our tickets off, tell him we've got a buggy, and he says, yeah, bearing in mind this is a 4 o'clock tee-off time, he looks and says, right guys, that'll be £50 for your buggy. Now, I've only paid £60 for 2 rounds of golf, and now he wants £50 for the buggy. But I promised the lad that we'd have a buggy. It was part of his birthday present from his mum. So yeah, got the buggy, let him drive that. I quite like the course. Again, with it not being longer, kind of played to my game at the minute. I can't hit my driver, and again, a story will come out in a later episode of that. 4-iron, fairways, 2 par 5s on the back 9, but generally I liked it. A little bit disappointing, there was work going on one of the holes. It's not really what you want when you've not to be told about it, and yeah, a bit disappointing. Probably thought more of it, but generally course played really well, greens were fast, and yeah, really enjoyed it. And I think given the opportunity, I know it plays to my strengths, but if I was to go again, although the prices have gone up now, I think end of June the prices go up. I think it's £15 a round on the Derby. The National, I think, goes up 15, and the Brabazon goes up to over 150, is it, something like that, to play on that. Now, for me, I'd go the Derby each time. I just suited me, nice, shorter, enjoyable course. But if I could get a buggy cheaper than £50, I'd do that again. So, but I think what I omitted to mention just was the club shop when you're down there is really big room, loads of apparel, loads of shoes, loads of balls, everything like that. Now, in the centre, the desk is like a circular desk where they sit, where the tills are. And of course, I'm assuming they do that because when they give you a price, everybody in there hears, and you can't get away with it. So if somebody says £50 for a buggy, everybody's hearing you. And if you were to say, no, I don't want it, I'll walk, it just doesn't, you can't do it. You kind of, not shamed into it, but yeah, anyone with any kind of personal pride is a bit like, yes, I'll do that, for fear of people looking down at you. But no, other than that, enjoyed it. I'd probably play the Derby again given the option. I definitely wouldn't pay the money for the Brabazon. And the PGA National, well, I think the same again. I'd play it, but I wouldn't pay out of my own pocket for it. So this rant comes courtesy of My England Golf. Now, it's always been the case for me, you start playing golf, you want to get a handicap. You get a handicap, you want to start getting better. So, not only... The problem I have that's different to probably most people is I'm like a solo member at my golf club. Therefore, I don't often play with people. I don't often play golf with friends or, you know, other golfers. Most of the time I play when it suits me and the family, and I have nobody to verify my scorecards. So I can cope with that. And then my thought was, when I play society events or golf days through work, I can use the people that I know that have golf memberships and get them to verify my scores. Because ultimately, no score is valid until another member or another handicap accredited member validates it. So I'm okay with that. But I've found recently, My England Golf, I feel they make it hard for you. If I had a simple life where I had 2 or 3 people that I regularly played golf with, I'd go out, I'd do a round, play a round, get them to sign it, job's a good one. Now, with these societies, it's very rare that you know these people more than just work acquaintances. So I don't know if they've got handicaps, if they're members, if they've got a My Golf, you know, all that type of stuff. So there's a couple of times now I've put my intention to submit a round, and then for one reason or another I've been able to either complete it or unable to find somebody to verify it. One of my playing partners was, at the time, didn't have a handicap, and the others had left the course before I realised. So yeah, there was a couple of colleagues that I'd play with regularly that I'd get them to verify when I played with them. Now, I've had a couple of issues. So I played a course, part way round, I thought, actually, I've not logged in, I've not set that I'm going to play a round of golf. So part way round the course, I logged in, entered my intention to play golf, went through it, found one of the guys that I was playing golf with on the course. He's got a membership, he was okay to verify it, so hunky-dory. Now, I use my app. I used to use my TaylorMade, but now I'm using 18 Birdies. But I used to use that to track my scores and as a GPS. Therefore, flicking in and out of that to register my scores in England Golf to then go back to that, it didn't work. It just messed everything up. So, sorted all that, got to the end of the round, handed my card in, all good. Realised that I'd not taken a photo of my scores. So I then found the chap that had all the scorecards, got a copy, took a photo. At that point, it was getting late. I had to get back home. Went home, busy with doing things at home, helping the wife out, making sure the kids were sorted for the next day, all that type of stuff. Thought no more of it. Next morning, I thought, oh crap, forgot to upload my card. So I uploaded it the next day, emailed my playing partner, all sorted. Then a couple of days later, I get a email from the membership at my local club, the one I'm a member of, asking me to verify the details of the round and did I really start at 24 minutes past 4 or did I get a full round in, is it valid, all that. Now, if somebody's willing to verify it, surely that should then register. But it just... So, in the end, I just turned around and said, listen, scrap it off. Don't worry about it. If it's not valid and I've done it wrong, let's just not bother. Let's scrap it. Remove it from my scores. I suppose, when you look, fortunately, it was half decent round. Now, it might have changed my handicap, might not. But it just seems such a faff. When you do it in good faith, to get a score and then you get arguments like that. I thought golf was meant to be inclusive, and I'm not a professional, but I'm a million miles away from being a professional. I don't enter competitions to cheat with a high handicap, even though I'm a better player. So I just don't get why they just don't send you a message saying, listen, the rules are this. We'll accept it this time, but next time please ensure you sign up before you start the round, you make sure all your playing partners are all sorted and that they're okay to validate, and go on from there. But it just, I don't know, anyway, moving on. So originally the very first thing I ever thought was just doing course blogs, go through them, how I did, bits where I could see for improvement. And as I thought about the podcast, the more I thought about some of the stupid stuff that has happened to me, or probably stupid stuff I've done, I thought actually there's more to it than, like I say, we've had the drive ahead. There's a I don't know how to... a trolley in the water incident coming up. There's a bit of a thing with a Kit Kat. So there's a few daft bits of stories that I'll keep bringing. But for this bit now, I just wanted to go through 9 holes on the Eagle course at Branston Golf and Country Club. Just go through it, talk about some of the shots, what I did well, what I did badly. For me, it's also, by tracking it like this, I start to understand if I need to improve on anything or if I want to work on something. It's giving it me straight where I'm bad, and I know there's always room for improvement with everything, but which are the bits that really stand out as being dire. So, as most people would start, hole 1, it's a 155 yard par 3. Took an 8 iron off the tee, caught it a little bit thin, ended up long and right, decent chip on, and then 2 putted for a bogey. If I look at it generally, I'm not that disappointed, considering the tee shot didn't go anywhere near the green and I had to chip on, but it's not the biggest green in the world, and 2 putts, could be better. Hole number 2, a 225 yard par 4. Well, this is kind of where it went a little bit pear-shaped. Hook to 6-eye into the left trees. A draw or overdrawing is my miss, or my shot shape at the minute. Had to take an unplayable. chipped just off the green about 30 feet away, and then 3-putted for a double bogey, which the comment I'd got down on paper was rubbish, which basically it is. Hole 3, something clicked. I just thought, as I don't take woods onto this course or driver, it's only a short course in reality, so just got my irons, decided to take a 5-iron. My 6-iron had just failed me on the previous. I thought, right, let me see how my 5-iron goes. Absolutely crushed a 5-iron onto the green, pin high. Now granted, it was dry and the ball bounded on, but absolute beauty. Couldn't have asked for a better shot. And then I 3-putted from the side of the green to the pin. Now it was only probably 35-40 foot from where my 5-iron ended up to the hole, but it seems like a bit of a theme at the minute. I think I'm on 2, 3, I'm on 6 putts already. I'm only 8 putts even already, and I'm only on hole 3. Hole 4 is one of the longer ones. There's 2 tees on on all of these, so you could play 18. They're all different lengths and different angles in, but because there was people behind waiting for me, I decided to play basically the 13th. They both go to the same green. So a couple of young lads on the tee said, "Oh, you're on your own, do you want to go through?" Which normally, mentally, I go into a state of, oh no, don't mess it up, don't be a div. Caught a lovely 4-iron. First time really hit the 4-iron in anger. Ended up, again, bit to the left of the fairway. It's wide for about 215 yards. And then it narrows because there's a couple of bunkers. I was just to the left of the fairway into a bunker, 40 yards short. Chipped on 2 putts, walked away with a par. Confidence is up, thinking actually I can play golf after all. Hole 5, 148 yard par 3. Now this definitely into the wind. I could, feel it in your face. I did the old throw the grass up. It went behind me, so I knew which way the wind was going. Saw the flag rattling. Took a 8-iron on this one because I thought it's a 9. Actually, it's bigger than a 9. So yeah, I took an 8-iron. Thought if I give it some, it should play for the wind. Pin high, but 20 yards right. It drifted. Chipped from 30 yards away onto the green. Decent 1-putt for par, so something's clicked. Hole 6, one of the shorter ones, 110 yard par 3, gap wedge off the tee. Ended up 10 yards long and 15 yards left, so didn't really do me any favours. Had to then chip over a bunker and then the dreaded 2-putt. So, yeah, just when you think you've got the putting down, no, 2 putts. Hole 7 then is 205 yard par 3 over a bit of a pond in the middle. So probably 150 yards. So 130 to 165, 170 is the pond. So took a 5-iron on the tee. Started drifting left, wind took it left a bit more, had a good chip on, just rolled past the hole, and then again 2-putted from 14 feet. Not really happy for a bogey, but again, I suppose is my level, 22 handicap. It's, yeah, you're talking 1 over every second, aren't you? Something like that. So shortest hole on the course then, hole 8, 104 yard par 3. Got it in my head it was downwind, took a sand wedge and it went into the fringe. bump and run with a pitching wedge and hold a 3-footer for par. So inconsistency is exactly where I'm at with this. Hole 9, the final one before going back round, is a dogleg par 4, approximately 280 yards long. But you've got 220 yards of straight fairway, and then it near enough turns 90 degrees, or not quite 90 degrees, to your right. So if I had a bit more, if I could hit 250, 260 in the air, I'd have gone for it. But 4-iron down the fairway, about 230 yards, got me 60 yards sand wedge, so it's too much for a lob wedge, so I just thought I'd do a 3/4 swing, or just over half swing sand wedge. Chunked it, went about 20 feet, then put that back in the bag, got me 60 degree, chipped it up and out onto 10 feet, thinking, right, I've got options here. Then I 2-putted. So moral of the story of today's round is, apart from the one duff chip, really, my putting has probably cost me 5 or 6 strokes on that. So yeah, need to get out on the practice green. Overall finished 6 over, pretty good score for me, even though it's on a short course. Playing off 22, really pleased. So yeah, putting is the way forward. I can probably get round with the irons, but if I'm just going to throw shots away, being unable to put, then yeah, that's where I'm just going to be wasting time and shots. So that is the plan. Need to work on that. And yeah, that's the end of my short 9-hole blog on the Eagle course, or the Academy course, depending on which way you talk of it, at Branston Golf and Country Club. And with that, I bid you all farewell. Thank you for listening. For any inquiries, problems, improvements, suggestions, I'm all ears. Please contact me at teedoffdad@gmail.com. One dad, one handicap, endless stories. From tee shots to teenage tantrums, this has been Teed Off Dad.